This is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach with Charles Neal and my son Link from Good Mythical Morning. How you doing, son?
Doing good, Dad. How about you?
I'm doing good. Just getting back to normal a little bit. Yeah.
You working? You doing your day job?
Well, I was doing my day job, but before that, we took a little trip to Savannah with some friends of ours.
Oh, Savannah, Georgia. What is
Yeah.
Savannah, Georgia known for? Do they have a motto?
Well, Savannah's known for being on the waterway down there, and where General Sherman came through and during the Civil War, and tore some stuff up, but kept some of it. And it's just a historical town where
How long does it take you to get down there?
4 hours.
Oh, that's basically the limit of what I'll drive in a day. So y'all went down there with some friends.
Yeah, Graham and Jackie Parker.
Graham and Jackie. So
Yeah.
how many nights did y'all stay?
We went Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and came home Wednesday.
Whoa. Is there that much to do in Savannah?
Well, Graham and I played golf one day, so
Okay.
I had to have a day for that. And
Okay.
then, the first thing when we go to Savannah, though, we have found a place to eat, and it's a bar, too. And the name of it is Fiddler's.
Fiddlers.
And boy, they got the best Bloody Marys in the world. I mean, they're some kind of good.
But
And
that's just a brunch drink, isn't it?
well, you drink it in the morning, but we always, that's our thing to break in when we go to Savannah, where you get there in the morning or night, we go to Fiddler's and get us a Bloody Mary.
So no matter what time of day or night it is, you get a Bloody Mary.
Don't make yeah, because they don't open till I don't think till 4 o'clock. So.
Oh, okay. All
But
right.
they got some good food too.
It's 5 a.m.
some good-
somewhere,
Yeah,
That's what they say.
but I would one of the guys that was waiting on me. He kept kind of looking at me, and I pulled out one of my cards and give it to him. He said, "Oh my God, I knew you were Link's dad." He said, and turns out he had watched Good Mythical Morning, and then his name's Hunter.
Holler out, Hunter!
And he said, well, and he took his phone, queued right up and pulled up Dispatches from Myrtle Beach. And we went back by there the next day, and I wanted to try something else. And it was called Savannah Sweet Tea.
What is that?
It's a sweet tea bourbon.
Oh, mhm.
And
They like to drink down there in Savannah, apparently.
apparently. But
How was that?
I don't really like bourbon, but it was all right.
Bourbon in an iced tea was not to your liking, huh?
Well, you don't like tea anyway.
Well, I'm asking you. It wasn't to your liking?
No, it won't to my liking, but I drank it.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't like celery, and I don't like tomatoes. But if you get me on a plane at the right time, I will enjoy a Bloody Mary. I like
Okay.
tomato juice on a plane. I don't know what it is. And then if I wanna get a little
Kick in it.
kick in it, I might get a Bloody Mary. But
They make their Bloody Marys down there with zing zang, so it is, and put a little other stuff in it. So,
all right.
but it was the second day we went in there to the guy that was waiting on me that day, he said, "Boy, you sure do look familiar." And I pulled a card out and gave it to him, and he said, "Good God, you're Charles from Dispatches from Myrtle Beach."
2 days in a row, 2 for 2.
Yeah, so
Giving
got
them a little zing
recognized.
zang.
Yeah, so
Fiddlers.
we-
Fiddlers
we-
is quite a fan cadre for Dispatches.
yeah, because there was a girl that's a waitress there, and I didn't ever get to meet her, but Hunter told her that the next day, because we didn't go in the next day, and he handed her the card. I give him an extra card. He wanted an extra one to give to her,
Yeah.
which is good. And
good.
she had a fit. She said, I always picked the wrong days to work. I could have met Charles Neal from Dispatches from Myrtle Beach.
You'll be back down there. Tell her
I'll be back.
Tell her not to worry.
Yes,
So how is this the first time you vacationed with
Graham and Jackie?
Graham and Jackie.
We've been to Savannah together before.
Okay, yeah.
And we've been
They're not tired of you yet.
to the mountain, no. And they're trying to get us a trip to go with them, and we're going to probably go to Destin, Florida, and go down to where that's at, down there. So we get along really well, and like to get up about the same time in the morning, and like you're on vacation. So
y'all vibe well. You don't want to be vacationing with somebody who is like, if you like to take it easy and they like to always plan stuff, or vice versa. So y'all get up at the same time, which is what, by the way?
8:30.
Hey, that's pretty good for you. Because I know back home, you're probably getting up earlier than that.
Oh, yeah. Usually about 7 o'clock.
Oh, that's still later than I thought. I'm glad to hear that.
7 o'clock, 7:15. I usually, when I'm going to work, I just get up and get ready and try to be where I'm going about 8 o'clock.
How does Savannah compare to Charleston?
They're
both on the coast. They both seem to have good food.
It's pretty similar. I mean,
who has better food though?
I'm gonna say Charleston.
That's what I was gonna guess. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go when it's too hot, but I would spend a couple of days in Charleston just to get my grub on.
Yeah,
I've only been there maybe twice ever, but I keep hearing good things. I got to go back.
But you can come stay with us, and we can be there in 2 hours.
Really?
Yes.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You still making ice cream with that, what did you call it?
Cuisinart.
Cuisinart. Are y'all done with that? Because that's the thing. You're going to put that thing away and you're going to forget about it.
Oh, no. Let's see. 4 days ago, you won't want any of it, but Nancy made some strawberry.
Yeah. Did she make any more of that peanut butter? Because
she ain't made any of that, but I think she told me that she may be going to make some vanilla tonight.
She's still going strong. Well, listen, whenever y'all get tired of it, do you still have the box?
I don't think she's got the box.
Okay, well, maybe you find a new box.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
Ship it.
I told you. I told you. I think I
maybe Christmas.
started reneged on that. I told you I might be going to send Lando one of them. So I may have to look into that.
That might be a good Christmas present from me.
Okay. Then who's going to make the ice cream?
Good question. Yeah, give it to Lando. That's good. We know it'll be from me, but it'll be his. He can make the ice cream, and then somebody's gonna have to eat it, and that's gonna be me. So you give him the gift of the Cuisinart, and then he gives me the gift of the ice cream.
That would be correct.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Never got a plan with that. Yeah. Well, besides Savannah Link, I got one other thing. Nancy's got another jewelry show coming up.
Okay.
It's on September the 28th, and it's called the Irish Italian Festival.
Irish Italian Festival. Okay. So she's going to be there in full force under the tent selling her homemade jewelry.
That would be correct. And all her paraphernalia.
You going to be there?
Stuff. I'm going to be right there with her.
Okay. Yep. All right.
So, if you don't want some jewelry, you can come by and see Charles Neal from Dispatches from Myrtle Beach.
Can't get a picture unless you buy some jewelry.
Yeah, you got to help Nancy out.
Buy a little jewelry.
She's trying to get rid of it.
Okay.
Now, Link, I'm trying to figure it. It says painting hack video to show Charles.
Yes, I asked Logan to. I this rarely happens to me that I'm on. I think it was probably an Instagram reel. It could have been a TikTok.
I think it was an Instagram reel.
Okay. But they've got a hold of me a little bit. They kind of know that I've got a painting connection. So now I'm getting painting hacks sent to me. And this one, I found myself watching. I was very intrigued. And I was like, well, I got to see what Dad thinks about this.
This may be one of the coolest Amazon finds I've ever seen,
right,
and
so
I swear
take a look
nobody
at
knows
this.
about it. I'm painting our bedroom right now, which has a lot of windows, and I really hate masking off windows. So I found this stuff called Masking Liquid H2O on Amazon. It's like $25 for a quart of it, and that
masking
goes a
liquid.
long way. I've been using this gallon for 3
See
years.
this?
You just use a standard paint roller and
you
roll it
paint
onto your
the
glass.
windows
It doesn't matter if it goes over
first
the edge because you can
with
just
this
paint
stuff.
over it, and this is what it looks like when it dries.
It
Once
dries
is
kind of
clear,
a-
you know you are ready to
kinda
paint. And for
hazy.
me, I like using a paint sprayer just because it's quicker, and I just go to town with it. Who cares if I get it all over the glass?
Just paint
Because
all
you'll see
over
here
it.
in a second,
Who
it comes
cares?
off as easy as anything. So I quickly paint. I don't have to worry about the masking or it going through the tape, and then you just grab a utility knife
cut
and
it
you cut
around the
right
corners.
along the edge. And this is where the magic
Ooh,
happens.
and then you
this
just
liquid masking literally
peel it
just
off,
peels
which is
off in a perfect
satisfying.
film directly to the edges of the glass, and it is extremely satisfying to
Yes.
remove. You can see here I was filming and taking it off with one hand, and
Look
it
at
still
that,
comes
one
off
hand.
easily. It only takes about 15, maybe 20
He's
seconds.
wearing his hat
per
backwards,
window.
though. I don't
I'm
recommend
telling
that.
you, this stuff is so worth it.
So, Dad, have you ever seen this stuff?
No.
Never.
I wish I had seen it.
Well, didn't you just watch it?
Yeah, but I'm not spraying and painting like I used to.
Oh, you don't use a sprayer anymore?
I got my HVLP, but I just use it to paint the furniture around here.
Yeah, but if you had a totally empty room and you can use your sprayer inside.
I'm
Why are you grunting?
not with all this furniture that's still in here. You'd have to cover all that up and spray, and I
if
might have
you-
missed something on that, but it might have been for that looked like it'd be for a new house application where you're painting and stuff.
It certainly would be easier if it was
Because
a completely empty room,
I
like a
don't,
new build.
because he won't spraying with HVLP. He was spraying with a sprayer like I used to have, and it has a a lot of overspray, even if you use the one with a small tip. So it's
Messy.
yeah. And then he did it look like he was painting a trim with it, like with the HVLP or something.
What is a
because
HVLP? I don't know what you mean by that.
high volume, low pressure.
So it's a more professional sprayer.
It's just like it's slick and smooth when you spray it out. That's what I sprayed before we moved, all our trim work in this house, it's all sprayed with it. Just
Yeah, but-
like that.
So you're saying you don't really paint new builds or empty rooms anymore. That's not really what you're doing.
No, I don't do no.
But if you did, would you be intrigued by
yes, I would.
just sits there and it's just look, I've opened you up to something.
I'm telling you, yeah. I'm gonna have to call Jose that used to work for me, or he's got my sprayer now that he got from me, and let him see if he
Just have
knows
at it.
about this stuff.
Because you can
and
just go hog wild with the sprayer. Once you know,
Oh,
all you
yeah.
got to do is just pull off the basically plastic off the windows afterward. And
yeah,
it's
but
perfect.
see, you couldn't spray because your ceiling's usually white and your walls is a color.
Mm-hmm.
You can't paint that stuff on the ceiling and then pull it off. So you have to use a shield up there like I used to
Right.
spray down it
Yep.
and do so. It looks like more it's for painting around trim on windows and all that stuff.
But do you think that this is for professional level painters, or is this just for like do-it-yourself hacks? Because isn't there a level of artistry to being able to take that brush and go right down next to something and just like get
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing perfect? Like that's That's what you taught me. The artistry was in not being able to. You don't have to tape anything. You just go up there and you know where to put that. You know where to put that line.
That would be correct. As a matter of fact, I've been doing that around here. I've been painting the walls and the trim work still, like we talked about before. And, I don't use no tape. I just paint the walls and then go around and paint the baseboard again and around the trim, cut it out and pull a straight line right down that thing.
So you're kind of, I don't know. I don't know if you would need this.
When we were spraying houses and I was spraying for windows and stuff, I might would have used it.
Yep.
I'll be perfectly honest with you.
It just goes to show you, every industry is technology is infiltrating. AI is taking over. That probably wasn't even a real video. It was just AI generated.
It may have been. But,
watch out. Watch out.
But
everything's being modernized. There's always a new trick.
There's always and it's like what you do for a living and what I've done. If you don't learn new stuff that'll help you out and make things better, that's not a good thing. So you need to keep an open mind about what's going on. See if you want to try it.
Keeps you young.
I know you've been waiting for it. Good Mythical Evening is on its way. Mark your calendar for Friday, October 25th for this year's Good Mythical Evening. Sexy, scary, stupid. Better yet, join Rhett and Link on the big screen. Mythical is excited to partner with Alamo once again to bring Good Mythical Evening to you in select cities where you will be able to enjoy the evening with your fellow mythical beasts. They'll even be offering a fully customized menu only available for these shows. For tickets and more information, go to goodmythicalevening.com now. Why do you want to learn a new language? Maybe you're looking to advance in your career, want to appreciate other cultures through films, music, and art, or just want to improve your brain function. Studies have shown that learning a new language can improve memory, problem-solving skills, and even delay the onset of dementia. In comes Rosetta Stone, the most trusted language learning program, available on desktop or as an app. It truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. Rosetta Stone has been a trusted expert for 30 years with millions of users and 25 languages offered. It provides fast language acquisition with no English translations, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. Plus, their built-in true accent features gives you feedback on your pronunciation. It's like having a personal trainer for your accent. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, Dispatches from Myrtle Beach listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/dispatches. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/dispatches today. It's time for another edition of Myrtle Beach Mailbag. Well, Link, we got a pretty interesting email today from Grant.
Okay.
And I know you've heard of this guy. He said you may have seen that Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg? Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah,
Mark
I've heard
Zuckerberg
of him.
Recently commissioned a statue of his wife, stating that he's bringing back the Roman tradition of making sculptures of your wife.
What? So first of all, tell me who Mark Zuckerberg is.
He's an actor on the one with Tom on the cop show. I can't.
Well, with who?
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck and Mark Zuckerberg are in a cop show together?
Well, maybe that ain't the right one. I don't know. I mean, he makes movies and does stuff. I mean,
It's not the Mark Zuckerberg that I know.
oh,
Mm-mm.
okay.
The Mark
Well,
Zuckerberg
maybe
I'm thinking of is, first of all, he's very cool. But second of all, he is the inventor of Facebook.
Oh, okay.
He's the-
See, I learned
he's
something
the-
again. I got him confused with an actor. Okay.
Yeah, he's not an actor. I think he would be horrible at that.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
he's like the last person on earth I would want to see act, like in any form. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I could be wrong, but there's just something about how he holds himself that I'm like, I just don't want to see him. And not even opposite Tom Selleck. I think that would
Okay.
be really bad for everybody involved.
So here's what Grant is asking us. He says, so would you Neals have statues of your wives if you could?
Well, let's take a closer look at this Mark Zuckerberg's wife. Oh, there she is in a robe too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that is a tall sculpture there. That is wild. Is the middle, so that's reflective. So her skin is made out of some sort of
It
what is
says
that?
it's crystal and volcanic ash.
Volcanic ash. That's badass right there. Hell yeah, I would do this. I don't know how Christy would feel about it, but like, I mean, that's like a 10-foot tall version of my wife. It's like putting the garden gnomes to shame. It's like my garden's not quite big enough for a 10-foot Christy back there. That would be cool though.
Well, I can't afford no volcanic ash or whatever Logan said these things is made out of, and
He can.
But
Trust me.
You know what? I knew this was coming, so I did run this by Nancy.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah. What? Let me guess. I think her eyes lit up a little bit. She probably said no, but you could tell she meant yes.
Oh no, she meant no.
What did she say?
I mean, she said no. She said you can put one out there, or you out there, but you ain't putting one out there on me. You know, but looking at these,
Well, let me tell you right now. When I asked Christy about it, the second half of that is something she's not going to say. She's not going to say. She will say, "I don't want a sculpture of myself in my yard." Like, she will say that.
yeah.
But she will not
Kinda what
say,
Nancy
well, you
said.
can put a sculpture of yourself out there, because she knows that give it ever how long it takes to make a sculpture, and there will be one of me out there if she suggests it. She is too smart to plant that seed, to give the green light facetiously on something like that. It's just like, well, if you want to travel the world and so, you be my guest. It'd be like next 2 weeks later, I'm traveling the world being my own guest, you know? I will have a sculpture. I mean, I would never have a sculpture of myself in my yard unless my wife requested it or facetiously
trying
encouraged
to plant it in your brain. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it would be, or maybe it would just be topiary of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Topiary?
Well, being as I didn't really know who Mark Zuckerberg was, and I apologize, but
Don't apologize.
Because
You don't know
I
him
don't,
shit.
But I don't do Facebook either, so I don't
right.
feel like I owe him a damn thing.
So Nancy said she didn't want one of her, but you could have one of you.
And I said, hell no.
Uh-huh.
That ain't gonna happen. I said, that ain't gonna happen.
So after you said no, what did she say?
She said, but I couldn't do a sculpture of her, but I could get one made of my other 3 wives.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. No, and that ain't happening.
Yeah. Y'all got a little garden. Where you gonna put a statue at all, you know?
Yeah.
It's a cute little retirement garden kind of a thing. What do you think about the topiary idea of yourself? You know what I'm talking about?
The what?
Topiary.
I don't know what. I must have. I've missed that one. What?
Bush
What?
sculpture. You know where they make a sculpture out of a bush.
Too much work.
That's true. A lot of maintenance.
Nancy might get into that as good as she likes plants and bushes and keeping them pretty. And
you could grow it. You don't have to tell her that it's going to be her. You could start with just the legs. No, it's just two bushes growing together. Oh, they're coming together. That's not a torso. That's not boobies. That's just the top of the bushes. That's not arms. That's not your face. That bush just looks just like your face. Well, look at how that thing happened to grow. And then before you know it, you got a bush statue of Nancy in your backyard. And let me tell you, once she sees it, I think she'll like it.
She might be art beans in the backyard where nobody else couldn't but see it. But Grant, that would be a no from this Neal family.
But thanks for the question.
Well, Link, we're gonna do a Don't Tell Nana episode again.
I know how this works. You can trust me. Anything you say here is safe between me, you, and the Myrtle Beast. No one's gonna tell Nana.
It's time for another edition of Don't Tell Nana.
Let's hear it.
Well, this has been years ago when I guess I was out of high school.
Okay.
And Mom and Daddy lived in the house they built and that Nana lives in now and everything. And so Teresa was having a party when she was it might have been, I can't remember, but it might have been her birthday party. She had all her girlfriends over there, and there was a bunch of them over there and everything. And I knew about the party, so I said, ain't this interesting? So we was over across the river where all this guys and all this cars, and I said...
There's a 2-year difference, right?
Yep, 2 years.
You're 2 years older.
So I told him, I said, Tracy's got her girlfriends over there at the house. Why don't we go over there? And of course, we was old enough to drink beer.
Okay.
So it ended up, they was cars parked around the block at Papa and Nana's house. I'm talking about not just down the side street, but up the other street, back down this street, on both sides of the road, everywhere. And we kind of broke in on Teese's party. And trying to see all the girls and all that stuff and have a good time and everything. And it was going pretty good, Link. Going pretty good.
Was there beer involved? You made it seem like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of beer involved.
Oh, okay.
And so as a little bit of the time went on, this is when Papa was a detective with the sheriff's department, and he was working night shift. And Nana was in the house, and Teresa's party going on, and it...
she like in the back room or something?
Well, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute, we'll get... And about this time, Papa, my daddy, come driving up on his deputy's car.
Okay.
And one of the guys looking around and said, your daddy's looking for you. I said, do what? And I come out and went over there, and he said, I thought this was a party for Teresa and her girlfriends. I said, it is. But we kind of invited ourselves. And he said, well, you're going to get uninvited. He said, because, and there was beer cans and bottles and stuff all over where they just some of them friends of mine, and he said, you got about 15 minutes, maybe even less, but at least 15 or 30 minutes. I'm going to go in and see your mama in a minute. And all these cars and all these beer cans and all this stuff, they better not be a sign that y'all was ever here again. Not never. And then Daddy went in the house and asked Teresa, said, where's your mama at? Oh, she's back there in the back room ironing. And Daddy said, do what? Yeah. She's back there in the back room. And Daddy went down the hallway, opened the door, and sure enough, Daddy said, he told this story later, said she was back there just ironing. And Daddy said, this was the first thing I asked his wife, my mama. He said, do you know what in the hell is going on around here? And Mama said, oh, Teresa and them girls is just having a good time out there. And he said, Teresa and them girls, there's about 50 cars out yonder and 50 boys, and they running around here and they drinking beer and having a big time and just in and out the house and all that. And he said, well, I ain't really heard nothing, just ironing right along.
She had a lot of ironing to do. That's some intense ironing.
And I thought, Daddy said, I done took care of the rest of the stuff outside out there, and I'll be back in about 30 or 40 minutes. And sure enough, Teresa told me, said, Daddy come by the house and made sure everything was cleaned up like it ought to be. And so...
Yeah, it seems like he was doing more of the ironing things out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That, you know how Papa was. Papa didn't ever. He hardly would ever raise your voice at you. But if he had something to tell you, you understood that you had screwed up. You knew you better not be doing this no more.
Yeah.
And everything. And but what's crazy about all this, in all the years, even after that, and but especially the next day or anything, he never said another word to me about it.
He didn't.
Never spoke of it. Never brought it up.
It's hard to blame you, I mean.
Yeah. But
I thought you were going to say, to this day, Nana still doesn't believe that y'all were there because she just kept on ironing.
Well, the time he went in there and got back there, was most of us probably gone.
Right. She's like,
because I stayed around to make sure that everything was cleaned up, and then I said, when he comes back, I ain't gonna be here.
What was the dynamic like with you and TC that I mean, even like Lily being 2 years older than Lincoln, there was some, like she gives him a hard time about, he might have dated a few of her friends. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I dated several of Teresa's friends.
How did that work out?
Well, I mean, till I got tired of them, I just went on about my business, or they kicked me to the curb whatever, but...
She didn't say stop it, TC. I might have to get her side of the story. Of course, I got to order her that Santa Claus before I do. I keep forgetting to do that.
Yeah,
it's
we
not
got
Christmas
a little time for that.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right.
We'll get that. We'll take care of that. Yeah.
The interesting thing about your story is the fact that you amassed this type of numbers at like crashing a party, and you didn't have cell phones. I mean, it's like I guess it was word of mouth.
Well, when I was growing up, and we used to meet across the river at Lasterbird's Grill, and then the Tasty Freeze was over there, and we had our hot rods, and we'd drive across the river and back across the river, and back and forth, and that was our,
So you had You had a big
Hang out.
following, literally.
Well, there was a lot of us that run around together and had a big time and
That's funny.
done things that none of the rest of you Myrtle Beach really ought to know about what I did. I did tell you that one.
All right.
I'll probably tell you some more, but
Yep. We got to hear some more. We won't tell Nana, even though she was there and she was told. Something tells me that she hasn't fully. It never fully sunk in. So we'll leave that in the past.
Well, Aunt Casey, his link call you said, I hope you listen to this podcast and hear about me breaking in your party, because it was fun having all you here with us today. And we'll be back next week for another one. And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcast on YouTube. And while you're at it, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And if you got a question, comment, or story you'd like to share with me, email me at ratherbesagging53@aol.com. And y'all have a great rest of the week. And we can't wait to party our pants off again next time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't tell me that your pants came off.
That didn't happen. Yeah.
All right. Love you, Dad.
I'll see you next week. Yeah, love you too.